So it's not too often that you get to see with your own two eyes two people you've been watching on the internet for a very long time in real life. How was I able to do that, you ask? Well, I went to the We Are Two Different People tour, hashtag not sponsored, but here's the URL, starring Danny Gonzalez, Drew Gooden, and Curtis Connor.
I need to get my fiber in.
Honestly, it was pretty cool being able to go to this show because I've been watching their content for over a year now, and it honestly just seems like a nice way to wrap up the past few weeks because just a few weeks ago I saw Gus Johnson doing stand-up, like improv. If he's touring near you, just go because it's totally worth it. Overall, this show was pretty solid. Maybe solid isn't the right term to use. Let's say it was pretty good. Honestly, I could just tell that Danny and Drew put a lot of effort into this thing and it showed. I think they had like really good stage presence and really good stage, I was almost going to say chemistry, but I kind of don't want to because a lot of people have been creepy and have been yelling at their shows for them like kiss and stuff. Thank God that didn't happen at this show because that would have been weird. I saw someone on Twitter said that it's pretty much like watching a 2-hour-long YouTube video, and that's pretty accurate. So if you like their content and you're expecting to see stuff like that on the show, then go ahead and go. Now if you're looking for something a little more organic and authentic and not as scripted, you might be a little disappointed. Personally, I didn't really mind, but my sister, I guess, is more of a fan of that sort of stuff, and she was kind of disappointed by that.
Do you like the show? Gotta think about that. I thought the opening act was kind of rude. I didn't like this vibe.
Yeah, same, but I like the actual show.
Yeah.
So, which kind of leads me into the segue of just a few things that surprised / disappointed me. For starters, the main demographic at this venue was like teens. And I'm not saying that to like be annoying. Obviously, Drew and Danny can't control who comes to their shows, but I'm talking like angsty teens wearing like fishnets and Visco girls. I don't know why Visco girls would be there. You'd think they'd be like above being at a YouTube show thing. That's not like, you know, Jake Paul or whatever. Someone on stage would make a statement like, oh, we're all gonna die at some point. Pretty accurate statement and pretty terrifying one, but they would respond not with fear, but with cheering. Anyway, this tour had an opening act, Curtis Connor, and I've only seen a handful of his videos, but I'm okay with them. I like them. But I was a little disappointed by his act. Let me just say he was a little unprofessional. I don't know if it's like his type of humor, but the whole time he really didn't seem like he could be bothered to be there. He sounded extremely bored and would just kind of like trail off his sentences and just like look around and be like, oh, hey guys, like the whole time. And then basically when it was time for him to leave, he was just like, okay, bye. And that was it. And listen, I know he's a YouTuber. I know being up on stage is way different than making a YouTube video, but maybe just try to communicate to your audience that you actually want to be there. Oh, and he also told a fan to shut up, which I didn't really like, and no, that completely turned me off from that point on. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, besides, you know, the point where this random person just ran up on stage and disrupted the whole event, but, you know, not much to say there. Unless you guys want me to talk about it. So for reference, the seats that me and my sister had were on the ground floor, like level floor, kind of in the back, but still pretty decent seats. There were 2 seats directly in front of us that were empty throughout the whole show, which was nice because then I had like a clear view right to the stage. But it wasn't until over halfway through the show that I realized why these seats were probably empty. About halfway through the show, a guy wearing like a We Are Two Different People jacket, I'll put it up here, that Drew and Danny were wearing throughout the whole show, came and sat right in front of us. At first I thought he was just a photographer because there was tons of people who looked just like that walking around. About 10 minutes later, I realized he was security. So here we are, just a theater of angsty teens and kids and one probably 50-year-old man and 2 20-plus-year-olds when we just hear the words, "Stop!" and "Hey!" So I glanced to my right just in time to see the dude sitting in front of us just jumping out of his seat and hauling ass towards the stage. At first I thought it was like kind of part of the show because I really couldn't process what the hell was going on. Turns out, no, he was just chasing a girl who might have been drunk or crazy. I'm just gonna lean towards crazy. So what does this girl do? She clambers up on stage, walks calmly towards Drew and Danny, bends over, and picks up a piece of paper. Then once she has it, she just turns around, gets off stage and like walks down the row. And then I don't even know if her seats were in the back, but she just takes a left into the crowd and starts blaming a girl, saying that she did it and she put her up to it. And I have no clue if these girls knew each other, but can you imagine how terrifying it would be if they didn't? But enough of me rambling about it. I'm sure you guys want to see the clip.
Yeah, let's bring it up. I don't want to touch it. Guys, bring it in! That's a weird choice. I'm not gonna lie. Off she goes. Into the distance. Come on.
Though I'm not glad that happened, I'm glad that that was the extent of what happened. It just kind of unnerved me, and I'm sure Danny and Drew, because they were performing, but it just happened so quickly, and it could have been much worse, if you catch my drift, because of this wonderful world we're living in. So if you're a fan of the Road Work Ahead Vine guy and the Yes Johnny No Papa video guy, then just go ahead and see it. The tickets aren't really astronomical. I think they're around $25, and then you have the stupid handling fee. But besides having the show possibly interrupted by a rabid, weird fan, I think you'll have a good time.
Oh my god, that like blinds me. Who are you? Like, I think I'm on the wrong seat. If I did sit next to the wrong person, start recording. And they like actually like try like, oh, I'm having a great time.
So that's all for me this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have you ever been to a YouTuber live event or show? Let me know how it went down in the comments, and I'll see you guys sometime soon.